Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with meteorologist Adam Joseph, Deuces Rogers, Shari Williams, and Brian Taff.
It's 10 o'clock. We begin with breaking news tonight. At least 4 people have been rushed to the hospital after gunfire erupted on the streets of Chester City. The action cam was at the unit block of East 21st Street. Police responded to that scene just after 8 o'clock tonight amid reports of bullets flying. When they arrived, investigators say they found one man with a gunshot wound to the face. They quickly learned that at least 3 other victims had been taken to nearby Crozer Chester Medical Center. We do not know their conditions at this hour, nor do we know what sparked the shooting. Of course, we're working to get the very latest, and we'll bring it to you just as soon as we do. Also here tonight, Philadelphia police are investigating a hit-and-run crash that sent one man to the hospital, and we are learning that all of this might have been the result of road rage. It played out on Roosevelt Boulevard tonight, and right now, police are trying to track down the driver who fled the scene. Action News reporter Dan Cuellar live at Einstein Medical Center in Olney. Dan, you've got the brand new details tonight.
That's right, Brian. The victim is in serious condition, according to his family, with multiple injuries. Cell phone video taken by a witness may help police track down the woman who struck him with her SUV as she tried to flee following an altercation. Chopper 6 HD was over Einstein Medical Center as the victim was being carried into the emergency room. The incident happened at 4800 Summerdale and the Boulevard. Police say it was just before 7 that 44-year-old Carlos Martinez of North Philadelphia was struck in an apparent road rage incident stemming from an argument. The victim's wife says it began when the woman driving a white SUV crossover began tailgating their car real close.
She was on something. She was just speeding. So she almost hit me and my daughters in the car. So we drove right next to her and we told her something, but she got out the car. So I got out the car and we started fighting. So my husband got out the car. He was trying to separate us.
Delene Colon says her husband broke up the fight and told her to get back in the car with her 2 young daughters. She thought it was all over, but it was not.
So while he separated it and he was walking, she came and she hit him with the car and
ran him over?
She ran him over and she just left.
Colon says her husband was incapacitated, suffering serious injuries.
There was blood everywhere. You could see there's blood in the streets, on my clothes, on his phone, and my daughters witnessed everything.
What was wrong with this lady?
She was on some type of drug. Like, she was on some drug.
Did you know her?
No, I've never met her in my whole life.
Police are interviewing witnesses, hoping to get a tag number on the vehicle that could lead to her identity and whereabouts. Again, the victim in serious condition tonight. We're live here at Einstein. I'm Dan Cuellar, Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Brian?
All right, Dan, thank you. And of course, the Action News team will have the very latest developments on these breaking stories and all the other news from overnight tomorrow morning. Be sure to start your weekend with Action News beginning at 5:30 a.m. For the second straight night, the draft experience has taken over the Benjamin Franklin Parkway in Philadelphia. The NFL says preliminary figures make this the league's largest ever free football festival. The event occupies a space equivalent to 25 football fields, all of it open until 11 o'clock tonight and again from 10 to 6 tomorrow. And you know what? The fans seem to be loving it. My colleague Shari Williams live at our Parkway studio tonight. And Shari, the excitement continues even at this hour.
Yeah, the excitement continues, and for good reason, Brian. I walked through the crowds talking with fans from all over, and they are wowed by all the activities, the food, and of course, that massive draft stage beautifully constructed on the steps of the Art Museum. Now, they came here for a true fan experience, and many say Philadelphia and the NFL delivered. We have live team coverage tonight. Walter Perez has more on the fans enjoying the festivities. But first, we begin with sports director Deuces Rogers. He's got more on the newest Eagle drafted tonight in the second round, cornerback Sidney Jones. Hi, Deuces.
Hey there, Shari. Yes, Sidney Jones was selected by the Eagles in round 2, 43rd overall. He's a cornerback with tremendous upside, but he comes with a big question mark. Jones tore his Achilles tendon on his pro day back on March 11th. Here's the injury. If that had not happened, he likely would have been a first-round pick. There's no timetable on his return, but he's likely out until at least the fall. The 20-year-old left Washington after his junior season. He was pretty much a starter since his freshman year. The Eagles are gambling that he will be just as effective after his rehab.
It's about what we believe this kid brings to our football team going forward. We anticipate a full recovery for him. We don't know that timetable, and to be fair, we're going to just make sure that he's healthy and he's ready to go, because we believe he could be an impact player for us for a long time going forward when he gets back out on the field.
So this is more of a picks for the future than it is for the current. The Eagles will have another pick this evening in round 3, number 99 overall. Shari, back over to you.
All right, we are waiting for that pick as well. Deuces, thank you. Sports fans can enjoy the NFL Draft experience with football-related activities on the Parkway through tomorrow. Action News' Walter Perez also live on the Parkway with more on how technology is a big draw for this year's draft, Walter.
That's right, Shari. You know, when this whole thing started, I said it would take me days to go over everything being offered to the fans. Well, we're rounding the bend here, and tonight we're focusing on everyone's 15 seconds of fame.
Thank you, Eagle fans. How cool is this?
There he is, Eagles legend Ron Jaworski pumping up the crowd during tonight's round 2 of the NFL Draft. Quite frankly, though, this crowd needs no help getting pumped up. Another packed house here on Aikens Oval with thousands of people having fun with a wide array of photo opportunities and high-tech attractions, including a virtual reality tent that makes you feel like it's game time and you're a member of your favorite team.
I'm one of the players, and here we are. The cheerleaders are here, the flags are here, there's fireworks.
The game, what about the game? The game.
The game hasn't started. We're all just running out into the field.
When they call it a full game experience, they mean it. Then there's the virtual Hall of Fame bust attraction. Step into the photo booth, your picture is snapped and superimposed on a digital bust. I think you were born to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, that bust is awesome.
It's incredible. It's incredible. The experience here has been a blast.
But for all the high-tech offerings, it seems the most popular photo opportunity is the headless mannequins wearing each of the NFL's 32 uniforms. This is where we had a little fun with Mark Watson of Northeast Philadelphia. So, Mark, you feel silly?
Do I look silly?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm glad Mark was a good sport. Now, we should mention somebody vandalized the Cowboys mannequin, but apart from that, the crowd has been energetic but well behaved. Reporting live from Aikens Oval, Walter Perez for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Back to you guys.
All right, let's get it cleaned up, or maybe just a fresh New Jersey for that Cowboy mannequin. Walter, thank you. While fans might not be happy with some of the picks their teams have made today, well, they seem pretty happy about the atmosphere here for day 2 of the NFL Draft. I think I can still hear that Rocky theme music playing down along the Parkway. I'll send it back now to my colleague Brian in the Action News studio. Hey, Brian.
All right, my friend, thank you very much. The NFL Draft, not the only major event being held in Philadelphia today. The 123rd annual Penn Relays underway at the University of Pennsylvania's Franklin Field in University City. More than 15,000 middle school, high school, collegiate, and professional athletes from the United States and around the world are taking part in this historic event. The Penn Relays run, quite literally, right through tomorrow. Though the weather may have been a little tough for those runners today, few others were complaining about this, and it looks like the summer-like temperatures will stretch into the weekend. Meteorologist Adam Joseph now live at the Action News Big Board with first word from AccuWeather. Hey, Adam.
Yeah, mid-summer levels here as we get into Saturday. Our normal high at the peak of the summer is right around 87 or so degrees, and that's where we could sit here on Saturday afternoon. But back-to-back 80s for the NFL Draft in the Penn Relays. Yesterday, 81 degrees. Today in the city, 84 degrees. Normal is 68 degrees. That sounds refreshing and also very cool on the same sentence there when you talk about temperatures in the 80s. And you can see a cluster of downpours and storms in the Ohio Valley rocking between Cincinnati, Cleveland, heading towards Pittsburgh. Most of this heading to our north, but a few showers could break their way late tonight, early tomorrow morning, as what we call a dew point front is going to come through, and that's going to spike up the humidity for tomorrow. Tonight, though, partly cloudy. Watch for that late shower in a few spots. 60 Allentown, 65 Philadelphia, very warm Millville, 62 degrees. And here's that day planner for your Saturday. Sunshine through most of the day. There could even be an isolated storm in the afternoon, but it's dry for the most part. Record is 90 for Philadelphia, set back in 1974. We should be touching around 87 degrees. That would be right around the 2 o'clock hour, and then still at 80 degrees even at 8 o'clock at night. Brian, we'll talk about a big change, though, for Sunday. And more changes for next week as well. There's a good wet stretch on the way. We'll have that 7-day coming up in that full AccuWeather forecast.
All right, very good, Adam. Thank you. A Delaware State trooper killed Wednesday outside of a Wawa will be laid to rest next Friday in Wilmington. The celebration of life service for Corporal Stephen Ballard is set for 11 a.m. at the Chase Center on the riverfront. Family, friends, and the public can pay their respects. Ballard was killed by a gunman as he investigated the suspicious vehicle. That gunman was later killed after an hours-long standoff. Corporal Ballard's family is requesting donations to the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement in lieu of flowers. Earlier today, students from Keene Elementary School in Glasgow paid their respects to Corporal Ballard. The school is right next to Troop 2. Officers escorted students up to a memorial for that fallen officer. The students, who range in age from kindergarten to 5th grade, each put down a flower. The school felt it was important for the students and teachers to pay tribute.
We hope that they have a sense of appreciation of the people that put their lives on the line every day to keep us safe.
The Wawa, where Officer Corporal Ballard was killed, will reopen tomorrow. All the stores in Delaware will be collecting donations for his family. The search is on for a man in connection with a peeping incident at a New Jersey bar. It happened at the Triumph Brewery on the unit block of Nassau Street in Princeton Sunday night. A woman told police that a man followed her into the women's restroom and watched her through a crack in the stall door. Police say management asked him to leave and he was gone before police arrived. If you see this man, you are asked to contact Princeton Police. Still ahead here on Action News at 10 tonight, an inaugural luxury event on the island of the Bahamas thrown into chaos and ultimately canceled. We've got details about how this went so terribly wrong. And President Trump will be in Pennsylvania tomorrow to celebrate his first 100 days in office. And the NFL Draft Experience is bringing out some hardcore football fans. We are live from the Parkway with more from them. Got that? All right. Meteorologist Adam Joseph back with the decidedly slower, summer-like AccuWeather forecast on Action News at 10. Comes right back tonight. North Korea has once again test-fired a ballistic missile, but the United States says that test failed. Intelligence indicates the test involved a short-range, non-nuclear missile, which would be able to hit Seoul, but not Japan. But that missile exploded shortly after launch. All this comes as the United States reconsiders its strategy in dealing with that increasingly aggressive, isolated nation. Well, tomorrow marks President Trump's first 100 days in office, and he'll be holding a rally in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. For now, he does not have to worry about the looming budget crisis. This morning, lawmakers in the House and Senate passed a temporary funding bill. It'll keep the government afloat for the next week. Bipartisan talks continue on a $1 trillion measure that would go through September 30th. President Trump addressed the National Rifle Association at its annual conference in Atlanta today. It's the first time a sitting U.S. president has spoken at that annual NRA meeting since Ronald Reagan did it back in 1983. Mr. Trump reaffirmed his campaign pledges to, in his words, expand gun ownership rights. Turning once again to the AccuWeather forecast, as it is Friday night, we've made it to the weekend, and your hard work will pay off with a really nice one. Adam Joseph standing by now with the AccuWeather details. What'd you drop over there?
I think that's the first time in history that I didn't do it on the air, though. Dropped my clicker.
Okay.
Just slipped through my fingers.
All right, Butterfingers.
I'm getting excited. It's Friday night. So you take a look at Sky 6 Live and almost the weekend. You can see down the Parkway here, many folks still strolling along the Parkway, enjoying that draft experience in town, and it's there for one more day. As we take a look at the temperature, 72 right now in Philadelphia, so very warm and very comfortable to be out there. 66 Allentown, 67 in Millville, 58 in Cape May, and Dover right now at 70 degrees. As we look at satellite and radar, there you can see some clouds coming in from the west and a few broken showers, but some severe weather setting up through parts of the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. There you can see some severe thunderstorm watches popping up, even some tornado watches there. Most of that action misses us to the north and west, but we could get clipped by a couple of showers, especially north of the city in the wee hours of Saturday morning. This is 3 o'clock in the morning, and as you can see from the Poconos west of the Lehigh Valley, while most of us stay dry, 8 o'clock in the morning if you're up at that hour. You could still see some cloud cover to start, but that will thin out and sunshine takes over mid to late morning going into Saturday afternoon, and the heat will be on. That sun is going to feel like a dynamo here with 87 in Philadelphia, 87 in Millville, Wilmington, and it's going to be humid as well. Winds out of the west-southwest, which means Not as much of a sea breeze tomorrow at the shore, so temperatures will be a good 10 degrees warmer than they were this afternoon. And as we get into the weekend itself, again, Saturday, very summer-like, could be an isolated thunderstorm in the afternoon. But then on Sunday, a front comes through, and that means a wind switch to the northeast, and that's going to bring in clouds and much cooler temperatures at 70 degrees, which is a little closer to our normal for this time of year. And we'll have that 7-day, Brian, in the next half hour. There's a few rainy days that you may want to be aware of, that coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Adam, thank you. The Fire Festival in the Bahamas, billed as a luxury event, is now canceled after a chaotic fall start. Those who shelled out more than $13,000 found themselves treated to mass disorganization, half-built tents, catered food that was little more than limp cheese sandwiches served in styrofoam. Blink 182, the planned headliner of the event, even canceled its appearance. Rapper Ja Rule founded the event and apologized on Twitter. He said this was not a scam, and he is working to refund everyone's money. But at least they got potato chips. Still ahead here on Action News at 10 tonight. People all over the country can get rid of unused medications tomorrow. We've got details on how you can do it. And apparently Eagles fans are out of this world, literally. That story coming up at 10:30. On Health Check at 10 o'clock tonight, you can safely dispose of potentially dangerous, expired, unused, or unwanted prescription drugs tomorrow. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration and local agencies are teaming up for Take Back Day events across America. You can drop off your pills at any Pennsylvania State Police barracks between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The service is free and it is anonymous, but please take note, needles, sharp needles and liquids will not be accepted. All right, what do you say we send things back out to the party on the Parkway? My co-anchor, Shari Williams. And Shari, we've been spending so much time talking about the festival atmosphere. It's easy to forget there's an actual draft underway there tonight. And the Eagles had another pick tonight.
Right. This is an actual NFL event with NFL business happening. A lot of Eagles fans have been very vocal about wanting another defensive player at cornerback, and tonight they got one. Sports director Deuces Rogers back now live from the Parkway. And Deuces, Sidney Jones has some injury issues. Good choice, bad choice. Where you stand on this?
Oh, that remains to be seen. Got to see him on the field first. The quarterback position, as you mentioned, was a major area of need for the Birds. They addressed that in round 2 by snagging Washington's Sidney Jones. As you mentioned, there's only one problem. He's injured right now. Jones tore his Achilles tendon on his pro day back on March 11th. Here's the injury. That caused him to slip in round 2. There's no question that he is talented. He was practically a starter the moment he walked onto campus. Howie Roseman calls him a difference maker at cornerback. Jones is disappointed that he can't play right away. He knows his rehab will take some time.
The plan is to not rush me back at all. We're going to take it slow and just move back on the field when they feel confident. We're not going to rush anything. Of course, I'd like to play as soon as possible, but there's no rush on coming back.
Let's talk about last night's first-round draft pick by the Eagles, Tennessee defensive end Derek Barnett. He walked across that stage last night. Today he was formally introduced at the team's NovaCare complex. It was all smiles this afternoon as Barnett was formally presented with his jersey. He will wear number 96. Barnett has been compared to Hall of Famer Reggie White and Terrell Suggs. He was asked if he feels pressure from that.
I don't feel no pressure. I take it as a compliment. And Terrell Suggs, he was a great ball player, going to be a Hall of Famer, and Reggie White, probably one of the greatest defensive linemen to play the game. So just for me to be compared to those two is really a blessing.
The Phillies are out west to begin a series with the Dodgers. This game is just underway. There's no score right now. We're about to enter the second inning. The Phillies looking for their 7th win in a row. Now ahead next half hour, we will get Carson Wentz's reaction to that Barnett pick. More news coming up right after this.
And there's much more to come on Action News at 10 tonight. A time-consuming haircut prompts a woman to pull out a gun. We've got the details. Plus, violence erupts in Brazil as thousands flood the streets in protest. And Eagles fans come in all shapes, colors, and sizes, and at least one of them from somewhere else, far beyond. Adam said it looks like me. I'm offended deeply. We'll be right back.
This friend of yours here.
Action News at 10:30 on PHL 17 continues with Deuces Rogers, meteorologist Adam Joseph, Shari Williams, and Brian Taff.
On a summer-like night, the fans are out in Philadelphia. This is night 2 of the NFL Draft, which has taken over a big section of the city. Where cars once drove, tonight crowds now roam. As we look live at the Ben Franklin Parkway, home to the NFL Draft experience. Hello once again and welcome back. Let's head back now down to the heart of the action and Shari Williams there in our Parkway studio. Hey, Shari.
Hey, Brian. And Philadelphia is receiving a lot of praise for how this draft kicked off and has now carried into day 2. The NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell even saying Philadelphia is raising the bar. But let's talk about the local impact a bit. Philadelphia officials encouraged businesses near the Ben Franklin Parkway to stay open during the draft. Most of them did and are hoping to reap the benefits of the hundreds of thousands of fans flooding the Parkway. Action News reporter Jeff Jericho live now in Fairmount with more on this part of the story. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Shari, Pizzeria Vetri behind me is one of the businesses that is making customers out of these football fans, many of them out-of-towners like the guys behind me. Now, tourism officials promised the draft would reap big benefits for local businesses. The question now, will it deliver?
It's time to get this party started and have some fun in Philly tonight.
Once again, Philadelphia takes the national spotlight. 100,000 visitors gathered on the Ben Franklin Parkway, cheering their team's picks and filling local coffers.
I brought 200 with me for today. Beer, parking, maybe a cheesesteak.
And that's just the beginning. Center City hotels report near full occupancy. Bars and restaurants are seeing a boost too. The Academy of Natural Sciences, located just outside the event's gates, is cashing in on the draft by serving drafts in its pop-up beer garden.
People are really excited. I think they're happy to be able to come and have a beer that is 1/5 the price of what's inside the park.
Tourism officials forecasted the NFL Draft will have an $80 million economic impact on the city. Marco Iannuzzi's pizza restaurant in Fairmount is seeing some of that.
Business, it did increase, like, about, I want to say about 20%. We've been busy, every launch from all the worker from the NFL Draft, and it's been good so far.
But major events like the DNC and the Pope's visit fell short of officials' predictions. This time, Iannuzzi has learned his lesson.
There's some extra stuff, but we didn't went too crazy because from the experience that we had when the Pope was here.
But the publicity the city is receiving this week can't easily be calculated. Mayor Kenny says the draft's impact will be felt for years to come.
What we're hoping happens is that people will think about Philadelphia as a tourist destination, think about it as a convention destination, send their children to universities and colleges here, maybe open a business here or move here themselves. There's lots of ramifications and they're all positive at the moment.
And since the event is still going on, final numbers are not available yet. The Greater Philadelphia Hotel Association tells me that the event is not bringing as much business to suburban hotels, but hotel managers here in Center City say things are looking good here. Reporting live in Fairmount, Jeff Jericho for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Shari?
All right, fans wanting to be close to the action possibly. Jeff, thank you. Now here at the NFL Draft, Eagles fans have showed up in full force, but one in particular caught the eye of the action cam. Now while he was waiting in line for the Lombardi Trophy, he was carrying an alien doll dressed in an Eagles jersey. We don't know why, so we asked him to explain.
This is Juan, as in one of us. He's a good buddy of mine, comes out everywhere with me. Today we have him dressed up for the draft because the Eagles are going to play absolutely out of this world this season. And everyone loves them, so no matter what color you're wearing, we can all get together and celebrate and have a good time.
Well, now you know. You don't see an alien every day, right, Brian? But no. At least this one has a reason, and it's all about being a committed Eagles fan.
There is that. There is that, my friend. All right, thank you very much. You see everything down there in the park.
I thought there was an alien just behind you. Did you see that for a second?
Did we catch that?
We did
I thought maybe we didn't catch it. But hello, everyone. That was Vicky. We'll give her a name.
Giggling as she walks around.
That's exactly right. So, hot under that mask today. And in helmets, it was really kind of hot out there, but comfortable, just summer-like
there's a bit
humidity.
of a breeze and kind of mixed out the humidity we had yesterday, but if you're going to plan on going down there tomorrow, that humidity is going to come back up, so definitely tomorrow, hydrate. Water.
Will do.
Water.
Water. Water.
Water. Oh, boo-hoo on us. Bah humbugs. As we take a look at Chopper 6 that was high above the Delaware Valley today. Some sunshine just before sunset as it was kind of fighting some of that cloud cover, but a beautiful day on tap and some of those clouds drifting by tonight and a scattered shower later on. Storm Tracker 6 Live double scan showing nothing precipitation-wise in that cloud cover at the present time, but it is still really balmy out there. 72 right now in Philadelphia, 70 in Reading, Dover, a bit cooler at the shore in the 50s for Cape May, 65 Beach Haven, and up in the Poconos and the mountains there, some crisp air right now at 58 degrees. Satellite and radar, there you can see some of those clouds that were filtering in just before sunset, and you can see an area of rain north and west of Pittsburgh. Most of that will miss us, but again, could get clipped by a couple of scattered showers late tonight, early on Saturday morning, but lows only dipping down to 60 to 65 degrees. And again, if you're heading to the Parkway to experience everything that is going on for the last day tomorrow, 75 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning, 81 at lunchtime, mid 80s by 2 to 4 o'clock, and everything shuts down at 6 o'clock in the evening. And at that hour, we're still at 83 degrees. A front coming in from the north and west late on Saturday, very warm and humid ahead of it, 87 degrees. Record high is 90 for the date. We won't hit that. But with the heat and humidity, we'll be within a degree or two of how it's going to feel compared to that old record of 90. And then on Sunday, high pressure trying to come in from Canada. That's going to push the front through here, sends a northeasterly wind with a lot of clouds, some sunshine, 70 degrees. But that front is going to be very close by on Sunday, and it's going to mark the difference of either 70 degrees or mid 80s. So as you can see it reflecting here on the exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast, it's a summer feeling tomorrow. As that front swings through, it's much cooler behind it on Sunday of 70. The front lifts back north here on Monday, 83 warm and humid with an afternoon thunderstorm possible. And then as another front blasts through, it will bring in a beautiful Tuesday and Wednesday. Sunshine, just a few clouds slipping to the 70s and 60s between Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a very unsettled pattern arrives on Thursday, lasts into Friday, which could even last into next weekend with some rain with temperatures in the 60s. But at that point, we have had 5 days or so in the 80s where I think we'll need a drink of water.
You got it. Yep, the lawns will be thirsty.
Yes, they will.
Thank you, my friend.
Alrighty.
A woman was able to walk away from a vicious attack in a South Jersey neighborhood, and the whole incident was captured on cell phone video. Action News reporter Bob Brooks has the story.
You can see the victim is surrounded. At this point, she's helpless, punched and kicked repeatedly. This was the violent Wednesday afternoon in the 100 block of South 3rd Street in Millville. What's even more disturbing than the video is neighbors say people wanted to see this.
You had people coming from other cities to come and watch this as the entertainment. And that's sad. You know, why? Because there's nothing out here for these kids.
That's what people wanted to see, a darn fight. They got right what they wanted, a fight. People need to grow up.
According to Millville police, the woman beaten was able to walk away with non-life-threatening injuries. Well, since the fight, Chief Jody Farabella says they've made 4 arrests, and he's ordered patrols in the area to be beefed up.
We're not going to stand for that. There's other arrests that are going to be coming. So I'm very happy and commend the officers for doing a great job on that day, because the officers, when they were responded to individuals up to 40 people.
But neighbors say the extra police presence is only a Band-Aid on a problem that will continue when they stop. Neighbor Zaire Walker.
We got to think about the younger generation. We need help out here. They have nothing to do out here.
Another neighbor tells us the crime in her neighborhood on South 3rd Street is getting worse and worse. She fears there is no end to it in sight.
This is baby Brooklyn. This Chicago.
Luckily, that victim was able to walk away. Now, the chief of police here says he wants to make more arrests in connection to this fight. He says the way to do that is for someone out there to give them a call and give up those involved. Now reporting in Millville, Bob Brooks, Action News at 10 on PHL 17.
And still ahead here on Action News at 10 tonight, police are trying to find the woman whose frustration prompted her to bring out a pistol inside a barber shop. We've got the bizarre details. Plus, Brazil braces for a nationwide strike and protests turn violent. And my colleague and co-anchor Shari Williams partied on the Parkway with football fans today. These stories and much more when we come right back tonight. Public transport came to a halt across much of Brazil today. Demonstrators blocked roads and clashed with police in a strike to protest proposed changes to labor laws and the pension system. Brazil's president says the changes will revive the economy, but workers say they'll lose too many benefits if Congress passes that proposal. Cleveland police are trying to find a woman who whipped out a pistol inside a barber shop. The woman's 7-year-old son was getting a $6 haircut at Allstate Barber College. Well, mom complained that that was taking too long. She sat down and returned a few minutes later, and that's when she shocked everyone by pulling out a 9mm Glock from her purse. An instructor convinced her to put that gun away. Police say if they find this woman, she will be charged with aggravated menacing.
Be outside here atop the Parkway in our draft studio, where there is no way around it. Eagles fans have a certain reputation when it comes to supporting their team. Loyal and opinionated, it's Eagles green or nothing else for dedicated followers. So have Eagles fans been welcoming to those here for the draft who don't root for the Birds? I went down on the Parkway to find out.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory.
There is no doubt this is Eagles country. The NFL Draft is in Philadelphia, and that means green jerseys and the passionate fans who wear them are everywhere.
Eagles, baby, yeah! Let's go!
So can a fan base as fervent and diehard as the Eagles play nice with all the fans from the other teams? These guys flew in from Wisconsin and root for Green Bay.
It's been great. We've got a few recommendations for Philly cheesesteak locations. Everyone's been really nice.
Have you also been nice to Dallas Cowboys fans?
Not the nicest.
Never will be, never, ever.
Cowboys! Little Maya Larkey, who loves the Star, says it hasn't been too bad.
It's been awesome. I love it here.
Her dad says she's been able to proudly wear her Dallas Cowboys jersey.
It's fun heckling. It's much different than if you're at the stadium, especially at the old vet. So it's all good. It's a lot of fun.
It's nice to see a variety, but I dyed green.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
We've been hearing that all over the place. So overall, a fan-friendly feeling being shared among those who typically may not like the other team so much. A few pranks here and there, but Eagles fans appear to be living up to its reputation as the city of brotherly love. Action News at 10. We'll be right back.
In consumer news tonight, about 21,000 AT&T wireless workers could walk off the job as soon as Monday. The Communication Workers of America Union gave the company 72 hours notice today of a possible walkout. CWA members have been working on a rolling extension of their previous labor contract since early February, but they have yet to strike a deal. There's a big change coming to McDonald's. Beginning next week, the drink Hi-C Orange will be on its way out and completely gone after July. The move already sparking outrage on social media, where outrage thrives. Hi-C Orange will be replaced by Sprite Tropic Berry. I love me some Hi-C, so this is a difficult moment for me. Sorry. It's been
I agree with you, Brian. I was thinking the same thing. All right, from McDonald's back to the draft, shall we? This has been quite an experience here on the Parkway, and there's still more to come tomorrow as the draft wraps up. Let's head down to the Parkway to Sports Director Deuces Rogers on Aikens Oval with more on what the Eagles have done so far on this second day of the draft. Hi, Deuces.
Hi there, Shari. Round 2 of the NFL Draft got underway at 7 o'clock, and it's no surprise that the Eagles decided to go with a cornerback with the 43rd overall pick. They take Sidney Jones out of Washington. Jones slipped into round 2 because of a torn Achilles tendon. He suffered that injury during his pro day workout back in early March. The Eagles are taking a chance on him anyway. He is an excellent defender. Howie Roseman calls him a difference maker at cornerback. There's no timetable yet, though, for his return from this injury.
I think that's to be determined. Obviously, he got a report from Dr. Anderson that we saw that showed how well it's healing and was an optimistic report. But we're going to take it slow. We're just going to make sure that we get 100% of Sidney going forward because this is an extremely talented guy at an important, hard-to-find position.
They're going to take their time with him. Seems like the right thing to do. The city is still buzzing about yesterday's first-round selection of Tennessee defensive end Derek Barnett. Jeff Skversky spoke to the talented pass rusher. He joins us live from the Eagles NovaCare complex. Jeff.
First-round pick Derek Barnett says he is getting to work tonight, downloading the Eagles playbook on his iPad. So where does he get that work ethic from? His mom, Christine, growing up, was working 2 to 3 jobs just to pay the bills and put food on the table. Take a look at Derek Barnett, introduced today with that number 96 jersey as he comes into the Eagles auditorium. He passes by the Reggie White mural, and of course he passed Reggie White in college, breaking White's all-time sack record at Tennessee, and that alone gets Eagles fans excited, and he can already feel that passion here in Philadelphia.
Hearing all the cheers and feeling the energy and the love from the fans, it gets me pumped up. It gets me really excited.
Describe the kind of player and person the Eagles and the city is getting with the hard work that you're going to put into becoming a great football player.
Football-wise, I think they're going to get somebody who is very competitive and who hustles and doesn't give up on plays. And then off the field, I think they're going to get a great leader, somebody who likes to get out in the community and likes giving back.
And Barnett says he is playing this game to win a Super Bowl. Wouldn't that be nice? Live at the NovaCare complex, Jeff Skversky for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Deuces, back to you on the Parkway.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. The Eagles' pick of Barnett has been well regarded by the experts, but what do his new teammates think? Earlier today, we spoke with Zach Ertz and Carson Wentz.
Watched some of his film right after the pick, and he can do some really good things. He's an explosive guy coming off the edge, so he'll definitely help us out.
We're really excited about having a dynamic pass rusher like him. Watch him being from the SEC. We watched a lot of his games. They were always on TV, and he was the guy that kind of always stood out.
As for some local players, Villanova defensive end Tano Passigno was at a party in Ambler when he heard his name called by Kansas City in round 2. There he will be coached by Andy Reid. Temple's Deion Dawkins also goes in the second round. He is now a Buffalo Bill. Dawkins was all first-team AAC as an offensive lineman with the Owls. The draft will wrap up tomorrow with rounds 4 through 7. The Birds hope to find some late-round gems. As for the Phillies right now, they're out there in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. No score. We are in the top of the 3rd inning. Shari, back over to you.
All right, jam-packed in sports. Deuces, thank you. Well, tomorrow, the NFL will hold those final 4 rounds of the NFL draft. The very last pick, number 253, is known as Mr. Irrelevant. The name was coined during the 1976 draft by former 49ers receiver Paul Salata. Now, more than 4 decades later, his daughter, Melanie Fitch, continues their tradition.
He came from a very poor family and always thought that anyone on the team everybody should be treated equal. So when he was at the draft one year, he was manning the 49ers table. He asked Commissioner Rozelle, he said, hey, how about if we honor the last guy like the first guy, because it's irrelevant that he's selected last. And Commissioner Rozelle thought that's a great idea.
So Mr. Irrelevant gets this special jersey, along with a week full of star treatment in Southern California. The Denver Broncos hold this year's final pick, but just in case they trade that pick away, there is a generic jersey as a backup. By the way, the pick also benefits various charities. Over the years, Mr. Irrelevant has raised more than $1 million, making that Mr. Irrelevant pretty important. We'll be right back.
Here it is, the image from Chopper 6 right now. These are the flames. A car on fire on the Blue Route right now. It's unclear just what caused this. It appears to be a tractor trailer of some kind. We have very few details, but of course stick with Action News. In the meantime, have a great night, great weekend.